Yo, what is going on, boys? Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Today I wanted to bring you some tips and tricks in New World that you can use to make some gold, make your life a little bit easier with inventory, manage all that good stuff. I guarantee you will at least learn one thing new on this list. So let's start this bad boy off. First thing I want to talk about is amulets. So let's go over here to gear scroll range, set by 675. Then we're going to type in protection, and let's go to do strike protection right here. As you can see, strike protection amulets are extremely expensive. I've been asking, well, why is this? And that is because if you attempt to do something like Gorgon or the Worm Raid, so the Worm Raid, which is over here, or you can do the Gorgon Raid, which is down here, they primarily do strike damage. And it's very important for many groups that you have a strike damage amulet, because a negative 15% reduction is huge, giving you a lot of extra survivability. The tank needs this, the DPS generally will need this just to make you a lot tankier. You're not getting one shot nearly as often, so it's extremely important to have this. Something else, if you want to generally do M3s or M2s or anything like that, it's very important that you come over to here and you know what type of element you're doing. Now what can we do with this? Well, we know this is fire damage, correct? So we're going to come over here and we're going to go, now instead of strike protection, let's type in flame protection here. And let's type in flame protection, apply this. And as you can see, these are now going to be, still $1,000. This can definitely vary depending on your server, simply because if you want to do M3s, you will once again need a flame protection amulet. Now you can farm some of these in the game. The fastest way to do it is definitely to buy one off the market. And you will definitely need these to do M3s. You want strike, nature, fire, ice, or void. So any of these protection perks that you get on a high score amulet could be worth quite a bit of money, just completely depending on what the dungeon is this week. If a lot of people are trying to run the dungeon, so you go void 1k and then the next one is 7k. So just keep that in mind. If you grab one of these by luck, just keep them in your inventory. You can maybe look to sell them, or if you like doing dungeons or anything like that, keep them, just lock them. I have them. Next, I want to talk about a tip to salvage stuff. So if you're just done doing any elite chest run and you don't want to look through everything, you go over here and click this button right here, salvage all. Now you can click if you want to do common, uncommon, rare, epic, or legendary. I don't recommend legendary, but you can click whatever one you want here and it'll salvage all that type of gear in your weapon column. You can do the same, of course, for your Imperial. So any clothes that you don't want to get rid of, go over here once again, just common, uncommon, click that button and hit confirm. It'll delete everything like that in here that is not locked. Something else I think is very important and very useful for organization and can save you a lot of time is, let's say we want to look up a health perk right here. So what I want to do is I want to come over to my keyboard, click bracket, type in hell, and then close the bracket. And now everything that has health on it will show up in my inventory here. This is huge for finding something quickly, or if you're looking through all your storage chests and you are looking for something very specific, this can save you a ton of time from manually looking at each piece of gear. Something I didn't know for a long time, and once I found this out, it was way better to look for gear, especially since I am extremely unorganized. As you can tell, this is a very useful thing for someone like me. Next, I want to talk about how to quickly level up trade skills. Haven't leveled up trade skills, or you want to, a very fast way is to come over here to whatever trade skill station you want. I'm going to show you the armoring method. So you come over here, and once you hit 160, you can then start using dungeon stuff to craft pants and gear. Now you're saying, why is this so good? Well, because it gives you the first time craft, and it's quite a hefty amount. 70,000 armoring is really big for this early on. And you can craft all of this. All you need are these 10 talisman, and you can craft all this gear. Same in Tempest, whatever, Withering. So as you see, you have a lot of stuff you can craft by using these extra stuff you get from dungeons, and you keep getting the first time bonus over and over and over again, allowing you to absolutely skyrocket your armoring, your jewelry, or your weaponsmithing. Anything like that. It makes it really fast to level up when you craft stuff like that, and I highly recommend doing that. Next up, I want to talk about saving your crates. So these are not affected by luck, which is true, but they are affected by gear bias. So what is gear bias? Gear bias means that if I open this crate, I will get something that I'm wearing. So I'll be more prepared to get a light helmet, heavy chest, medium gloves, heavy legs, or light feet. I also have a higher chance to get a great sword and a spear, and I'll have a chance, of course, to get my jewelry. Something also to mention is that it will favor the stat that you have the most points into. So here I'm a dexterity build. Now, if I wanted to roll con gear, I would have to have more points into con than any other stat, and then the chances to roll constitution will be the highest, so I'll pretty much almost always roll con. This is very useful because if you want to have like a build that's good for multiple builds, then you can put everything into con. And when I come over here and click my OPR box here, as you can see, it's going to be all dexterity, dexterity con, dexterity, and dexterity. This can only be used on dex build, but if I wanted to use this on multiple builds, then you should put your points into con before opening this. As you can see, I got a light foot. I'm running tumblers, which is light. Frigid on chest, so I got a heavy chest, and I got a spear here, so very important. And that's why I save my stuff here. A lot of people ask me, why do I not open anything? And that's because if I ever want to make a new build, I can just come over here and just spam open all this stuff, and it allows me to make a new build relatively easily. Next is salvaging low gear score. So a lot of people will think low gear score is basically worthless, and that's not true because in PvP, well, it gets scaled. If I want to look for some good gear here, let's go over to medium chest wears, for example. I can scroll around, look, and let's see what we can find. There we go. For 100 gold, I can find a 2 perker for strength, enchanted, slash con, and if I'm an ice damage build, this would almost be bis. This is huge simply because if you want to make a new build that's really cheap, coming in here and quickly looking for low gear score stuff, since they'll get scaled, only cut 1 to 2k and you can try out a whole new build, and if you really like it, then you can look to get higher gear score and bis it out more. I highly recommend doing this if you like trying out new builds, if you like playing with new weapons. A lot of people sell low gear score for very cheap, man, and it's so worth it to pick this up. Next, I want to talk about the weapon perks in the game. So weapon perks can definitely sell for a lot of money. Leeching Flurry here, very strong perk. Only for light boots, so as we can see here, if I want to get Leeching Flurry on any of my light boots, look how expensive these are. These are worth an insane amount of money, and they're not even like super good. They're just, well, Leeching Flurry because a lot of people like Leeching Flurry, very good perk. So if you get a perk that's, if you get a weapon perk that's relatively used a lot, I recommend seeing if it's selling for a decent amount of money on the market before you salvage it. So stuff like Relentless Freedom for Greatsword, or Leeching Flurry for Rapier, Evade for Rapier, anything like that can sell for quite a bit of cash, because a lot of people like that on their armor and not necessarily their weapons. So next I want to talk about the buy order phenomenon. Sometimes buy orders can be really different, and you might be able to make some quick cash depending if the buy order is cheaper or more expensive than the sell order. So here they're pretty even. But if you do quick math, 4 ore makes 1 iron ingot. Okay, so what can we do with that information? Well, let's type in iron ingot. Bam, 1.37. So we can sell our iron in my inventory here for some quick cash. And if I want to make that back, well, I just simply have to go and buy the iron ore, and you just make free money basically. So keep that in mind. Check buy orders versus sell orders. Check the 1 tier and the tier below, so we can do the same for raw hide. So raw hide right now is currently 0.26 with 0.3. Coarse leather is 0.15, and the buy order for coarse leather is 0.78. So we can buy some coarse leather here, and then we can just resell it on the market and make some easy money, stuff like that. Look around, see what you can find. Not bad to make some decent gold here and there. Now, if you guys are looking for the fastest way to level up your town, it's actually by buying motes. I found to be extremely useful. Let's go over to some soul motes here. They're relatively cheap. See if we can find a big stack. No big stack for me, but let's buy some real quick. So I gotta spend my money. Spend about 500 gold. See how much XP we can get. Around 500 gold we spend, right? And what we can do is we can now check our territory standing level. So we're right now level 7. Level this up, get some storage, some standing. Go over here to the arcane repository. Go to our soul molts here. Craft a soul wisps. Bam. Got some nice arcane XP. But now we can go. Morningdale has leveled up to level 8 in a little bit. So we got good 2,000 XP. If you don't want to spend money, you can come over here and do town boards instead. If you want to level up your territory and standing to buy a house. But this takes time and effort, and you lose the resources, right? Like I lose whatever I put in here, where I can sell this stuff back. But I found that a combination of both has been the best for me. If you have a problem like me and you keep collecting all these nice music notes, but you don't know what to do with them, well, what you can do is you can head over here to your nearest workshop. Now keep in mind, you will have to be music level 25 for this one. Basically pick whatever sheet that you have here and you get some free music XP. It's a good way to get rid of your music notes and get some profit out of it, leveling up your music quite nicely. You can also look on the market and see if anyone's selling this stuff for cheap, buy those up and come over here and put them into the workshop station and level up your music quite nicely. Next I want to talk about is earrings. Basically, every earring you can get in the game is best in slot for medium, heavy, and light builds. For medium and heavy, I recommend wood grain, regenerating, refreshing with fortifying toast is pretty much best in my opinion. You get that by farming over here in Eden Grove. You can get life loop as well, which comes from need, very strong. And then if you are DPS, you want an empowering earring, so that you want to be doing the most damage possible. Insanely good medium hat. We have to travel over to Brimstone here, because in order to get it, we have to go to the gypsum kiln. Now, if you are looking for a very good hat, I recommend grabbing the Grave Robber hat. Comes with enchanted and slash con, basically best. You can put the third perk on there. Absolutely huge. You get this from dense in need materia, or you can have a chance to get it from, you know, farming in need, of course. Very good hat. Highly recommend picking that up. That's something else I want to mention. If you are looking to make some quick cash and you are a professional crafter, which means you have your trophies, your crafting skill is all the way leveled up, and you have all the armor with the earring perk, then what you can do is you can offer crafts. But you can offer people to craft your Azoth conductor, which is down here, right here. It sells for 25,000 gold. You have to buy it. Of course, 75,000 Murata tokens here, very expensive. And you can charge people to craft gear, because even though you can't trade it, you can craft something in one of the workstations, and then you can give it to someone because you're able to trade the gear, but not that. You can sell that inductor for 5 or 10k depending on your server or you have. But since we are during the winter event right now, what we can do is we can actually travel over to the Yeti, and he will allow us to get one by just spending our winter premium token, saving us big money. Come over to this guy and we scroll down here. It costs 20 premium winter tokens, and you get, I believe that's very long cooldown. I don't know, I think it's 7 days. So once a week you can buy this huge, basically because it's 25,000 gold, right? You also make sure you buy your seals as well, and then you can try and sell this. Now, if you are looking to buy a house or you haven't bought all your houses yet, I would look to join a company, or to ask the company at least to join the territory so you can buy a cheaper house. You can even offer them some gold, because you'll be saving quite a bit of cash yourself. So as I am in Dehydrated Gamers and we own Monarch Bluff here, if I want to buy this $20,000 house, it's 16k. I save $4,000. Or if I want to come over here and buy maybe this $15,000 house, well, it's 12k and I save $3,000. So keep that in mind. If you want to buy a house, you want to save some extra cash, make sure you are joining a company, or at least trying or asking. You can save some extra gold that way. You're a hardworking man and you deserve to save some of that gold that you've been earning. Rings can sell for an extremely high amount of gold if you get lucky. A good perk that people will definitely want on a lot of builds is Healing Breeze. As you can see here, Healing Breeze, if you can get a good roll with Healing Breeze on it, you can definitely make some quick cash. The reason for that, Healing Breeze will also definitely need Hardy on it. Hardy, everyone wants Hardy all the time, but Hardy, Healing Breeze, and then a good third perk here will sell for an insane amount of gold. But a lot of people like Healing Breeze simply because when you dodge and Shirking Heals, Healing Breeze will proc. Shirking Heals, if you're wondering, is this perk right here. I'll increase your Shirking Heals by 25%, and it also will increase this Healing Breeze perk as well by 25%. So it's a very nice heal, and a lot of people will like it. So if you can get a good Healing Breeze roll, you can definitely sell that on the market for quite a hefty price. As you can see, this is the only one on the market that has a damage, a hardy, and a Healing Breeze, and it's currently 80 grand. And with that, boys, I hope you guys did find this video helpful. I would love to hear any tips and tricks that I might have missed. If you guys have, or if you guys knew everything, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear what kind of little secrets you guys have about the game that I may have missed. Some of the stuff I didn't even know until like a couple of weeks ago. I'm always finding out new things. And with that, I did hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge shout out to all my Twitch subscribers and my YouTube channel members. Thank you guys so much for the support. Really do. I appreciate it. And with that, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. And one last bonus tip for you: if you guys are in an arena and your scoreboard is bugged, so for me it's N and my scoreboard will come up. If you can't see the names or anything like that, if you want to know who you're versing, you can hit escape on your keyboard, and then you can use your mouse, as you can see here, to hover over each portrait and it'll tell you their names. Just a quick little tip.